Hello, Tsukishima, my friend. I'm here to talk to you again.
Oh, we're doing this, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. We're here with live action
the
movie.
Ghost of Tsukishima.
How did we not make that joke last time? Well, we're making it this time because a lot of people here were also in Ghost of Tsushima, or Ghost of Tsukishima. People are gonna be mad at us for that, aren't they? Okay.
Because you're not mentioning a shit game.
Well, no, of course, I'm not bringing up Last of Us 2.
You just did, anyways.
No, you know what's not shit, which, surprising of all, this live-action movie, and I can't believe I'm saying that.
The only negative about it is we got this instead of the final season coming back.
Well, final season's coming back now, so I guess it, yeah, so it worked itself out. It worked itself out. But yeah, I remember when this was first announced. The manga was about to end, and they were teasing, oh, we got a big announcement for the Bleach IP, and everyone was going, oh my god, they're bringing the anime back, finally, because the manga's ending, they're going to adapt the final arc. And before the chapter came out that would announce the movie, of course a couple of days early, it was leaked, a live-action movie. Everyone died on the inside that day that was a Bleach fan. It's like, really? Fucking serious. Especially because at that point we had gotten Dragon Ball Evolution and The Last Airbender. Do you want to go watch those movies?
I'm good.
Aw.
I mean, what kind of dumbass would watch Dragon Ball Evolution Day 1 in theaters? You have to be some kind of fucking idiot to fall for that. Oh, hi.
Anyway. Oh, apparently Kubo was heavily involved with the production, which might explain why it wasn't a complete train wreck. And the director was Shinsuke Sato, the guy who did Death Note Light Up the New World. He did a lot of the shit on Tekken 4. Wait, isn't that game considered kind of mixed amongst Tekken fans?
Maybe.
He did the movies based on Kingdom and that Netflix series Alice in Borderland, which I know nothing about. Anyway, the movie came out in July of 2018 in Jap land and aired at New York Comic-Con, or New York Convention, that later that month in the US. Before Netflix would pick it up and put their own English dub on it, putting it out in September of that year. And the movie was also produced by Warner Brothers, the same people that brought us the FMA live-action movie. I was scared shitless going into this.
You loved that movie.
Yeah. I mean, hey, the movie was made on a budget of only $3.5 million. Literally less than 1% of what Avengers Endgame's budget was. So how could this go wrong, right, Di? If anyone's wondering how it did at the box office, well, it made roughly around 4.9 million US dollars. How the fuck do you think it did? Especially since we have no sequel. Anyway, Johnny Bosch himself would actually express concern for the movie until he found out Yuji Shimomura, the director for a lot of the action scenes for the DMC games, was heavily involved. Then he's like, don't worry, I have faith in it now. But was he right? Yes. Surprisingly. Okay, you ready to get into this, Di?
Yeah.
We've got a lot of cash changes, which is honestly where this movie does fumble a bit, because it's just... why?
Because...
Netflix, I guess, rushed the dub out. But hey, the movie has audio description for people who got their eyes BBC'd out like me. Although the narrator can't pronounce the names to save his life, which I thought was hilarious, I kept cracking up. He called Yuzu Yazu, and Orihime Orihime.
Yeah, Yuzu or Yuzu, what's the difference?
Okay.
Oh.
Well, this movie adapts the first substitute Soul Reaper arc. Yeah, it still uses the term Soul Reaper, thank fuck. Although, a lot of times it shortens it down to Reaper, I guess.
Yeah.
Because matching up with live action is different than lip flaps. But anyways, Anne does different shit with it, so it is worth breaking down, I guess. But okay, let's get into some stupid. You ready, Dai?
Yeah.
For starters, the movie begins with young Ichigo and his mom with the whole Grand Fisher thing, and his mom getting killed. And young Ichigo is voiced by Cassandra Lee Morris. Wonder if it'll be the last time we hear her in this film.
Oh, I wonder if they can hear the sarcasm oozing out of you.
As far as who his mom's voiced by, I don't fucking know. We both tried looking it up.
I can hear her. This scene was in the rain. They did a poor job audio balancing.
Yeah, and even when it does flash back to Ichigo hearing her voice later, we still couldn't tell who it was. And she's not credited either, anywhere we looked. Neither was the ADR director in the English dub. It just says it was dubbed out of Studiopolis, that's it. But the Spanish ADR director was there. Figure that one out. Anyway, it's just a recreation of the scene where Ichigo's mom dies after he tries helping the Grand Fisher lore of the little girl or whatever.
Just imagine that scene where you couldn't hear any of the audio.
Because the rain was so thick, because they were clearly in Florida.
Yeah, I love old Florida, Japan.
Anyway.
I love that place.
Well, flash forward to the present, and hey, Ichigo's hair is orange now, even though it wasn't when he was younger.
They probably didn't feel like coloring it or getting a wig. I don't know.
Well, that's one of the only fuck-ups in this film that I think were okay. And it's a recreation of this scene where thugs knocked over the flowers and Ichigo yelling at them.
I always wanted this scene for the fourth time.
Yeah, but the two thugs are Derek Stephen Prince and Keith Silverstein. I wonder if this will be the last time we hear them in this film. And yes, if anyone's wondering, yes, thank God Ichigo is still Johnny Young Bosch. One of the only, 4 people that reprised their roles in this film. We'll get to that.
Unfortunately.
Anyway, after Ichigo forces the thugs to apologize to the spirit that they can't see, the Keith one tries attacking him from behind, but Chad ends up saving him. Hey, that's different with this scene. And Chad is now voiced by KG Tang. Great.
Don't even bother with that one. Chad could change voices 5 more times, am I right?
Well, he was first Mark Ward and then Jameson Price, but yeah. But anyway, KG Tang
and then
is...
he was a gopher.
But hey, we can make a Megalobox reference with the boxing, since KG Tang is Joe!
Sure. You sound real subtle.
I mean, honestly, this is one of the few changes I don't mind as much.
And it's not like Chad had much dialogue to begin with.
You get enough of him, I guess, of what he's all about.
No, I mean in general, when it comes to Chad.
Oh. Well, yeah. He's also Faust in Guilty Gear Strive and Sign. Or Yasuhiro in Danganronpa. Or Oma in Kengan Ashura. Those are probably some of his more notable roles off the top of my head. And Archer in Fate Stay Night.
Or...
Which one are you referring to?
2016.
What? What about 2016?
I'll give you a second to think about it.
I don't get it. I feel stupid.
Berserk 2016.
Fuck you! No! We are not acknowledging that guts. Go away. Get out of here.
You're welcome.
Anyway, Chad saves Ichigo, and Chad's kind of fucking off for a bit. As Ichigo back at home, we cut to, and okay, time for stupidity. Yuzu and Karin, who are now both Janice Kawhi, because Kate Higgins was busy that week, and I honestly couldn't tell the difference between them when they were talking.
Oh yes, brilliant.
It doesn't help that, well, you even said, don't they look exactly the same now? Because they literally they're like, oh, they're twins. Let's be literal in this movie.
It's not like they had different hair colors before. That'd be silly.
Yeah, well, because of that, neither of them are really fleshed out in this movie. They're just here to fill in the quote of, well, he has siblings.
They exist, I guess.
And, well, one of them exists to constantly get captured by hollows. We'll bring that up in a second. But
The
anyway,
same one that always does. Hi, Yuzu.
Ishii then shows up trying to strangle Ichigo, as you do, and hey, you're not Patrick Seitz, you sound a lot like Keith Silverstein, and oh damn it, we're doing it this set too, aren't we? We're gonna have double casting.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, Keith Silverstein is Ishin. That's why we were making jokes earlier saying we were ending with Travis and with Keith, because it always comes back to those two. But yeah, so after Ichigo and Ishin have their whole little thing that they usually do, Ichigo goes up to his room, and hey, we're about to meet Rukia. I wonder if they'll get her back. Oh yeah, we gotta come up with a nickname for Ishin. We'll call him Kishin, as a cross between Keith and Ishin.
I thought he even acts like his usual self in this movie.
It kind of does.
Kind of.
Because there are a couple of times where he hits Ichigo.
Some characters are toned way back from their normal self.
I guess because they wanted to make it a little more realistic. Anyway, as far as making a joke for Karin, there's no need to. She's literally just Yuzu. So just call her Yuzu 2. But yeah, in Ichigo's room, he sees Rukia, and she's surprised that he's able to see him. And Rukia this time is voiced by Cassandra Lee Morris. Damn it. That means young Ichigo and Rukia are one and the same.
Yeah.
Well, Cassandra Lee Morris is known most notably for Taiga, aka Best Girl in Toradora, right, Dai?
Yeah, I wonder how many Atlas fans will piss off by omitting something. Let's continue to omit it just to trigger them.
Okay. And you said she's Ritsu and Keion, right?
Yeah.
Well then, from now on, Rukia will be Rukitsu.
Continuing the trend.
Yep.
Even though you really lays out for some people.
Anyway, though, that's not important. So, yeah. I mean, she also voices Lei Feng in DOA 5 and 6, and who doesn't waifu Lei Feng, right?
Get your core values out of here. Along with your dead franchise.
Oh, why?
You live in a world with Bleach is more alive than Dio.
I can't believe that's the case. But yeah, what follows is a recreation of the scene where the Hollow attacks and kidnaps Yuzu. Which one? I don't know. Yes. No, it's the actual Yuzu. And the Hollow is voiced by Paul St. Peter, which he actually voices all the Hollows in this movie. Which
this
means
Hollow
yes.
apparently had a name the whole time.
Yeah, its name is Fishbone. Which that I believe was its official name in the guidebooks for Bleach also, but they never said it in the anime. But Yeah, Paul St. Peter. That means, yes, he does also reprise his role as Grand Fisher. So it's like, what? He's in the movie? Did you really think he wouldn't be with how it started? But, yeah, I guess we could quickly talk about the designs. Did they get live-action Rukia right, Dai? As Rukitsu?
Yeah.
And, you said Ichigo stay had orange hair for him.
It's pretty hard to mess up designs when Bleach designs aren't that complex.
Unless you're a visored. Wait a minute, that's silly. One of them just wears a tracksuit, for fuck's sake.
I'm sure it's real hard to find a pink tracksuit.
Well, Rukia is struggling against a hollow Rikitsu, and is forced to give Ichigo her powers, just like before. And now you can make the joke, Dai, about Ichigo's sword being unpractical in live-action settings.
It's not till the later fight scenes, but yeah, you can tell that even the prop is too heavy for them to swing around with any sort of speed that they had in the game.
It's alright though, cause yes, Ichigo cuts off Fishbone's arm. Add it to the counter. I'm still counting it. We counted all of Mayuri's arms severing.
Yeah, but he kept growing them back.
Well, just is a different universe, different continuity. Anyway, after defeating the Hollow, Ichigo wakes up the next day to find out his family's memories have been altered, with a truck crashing through his house, messing his shit up. Just like in the show.
Yeah. Anyways, ready for some double casting?
Well, we get to school, where Orihime's here. Thank God she's still Stephanie Shea. And Keigo's here, who's voiced by Keiji Tang. And yes, you do get him talking right after Chad, and it's fucking stupid. Speaking of which, well, I'm going to call him Keijo. You know, cross between the Keigo.
Yeah.
Or you could say an anime for cultured people to watch.
Oh yeah, it's very cultured. As cultured as you could expect a DOI fan to be.
And Tatsuki's here too, voiced by Erika Ishii. I had no idea who that was before, like when you first told me her name.
Yeah.
She was ad voices in Cyberbug 2077 and FF7 Remake.
Not ad voices, she voiced a character.
Oh, I just saw ad voices. But go on, I don't know who the fuck she voiced in them.
I don't know, I think the character's name was Ruth or something.
Well, in River City Girls she voiced Martha! Why did you say that name?
Of course.
And in Sailor Moon Super S, she's June. And she also replayed her in the Crystal movies that just came out. Dai likes those movies, right, Dai?
Get your crystal garbage out of here.
She's also Beatrice in Shining Resonance Refrain. Which I know you guys are saying, why are you bringing up random roles like this? Because when it comes to voice roles, she's honestly not in all that much. Anyway. Rukia transferred here, though, or Rukitsu. So that's fun. Oh shit, I gotta come up with a nickname for Tatsuki. Tatsuki Ishii. There we go.
Okay.
So, yeah, Ichigo's like, wait, what are you doing here? And Rukitsu opens up a textbook with a note, make a scene and you're dead, saying, is this the right book, Ichigo? I wonder if this silly thing will be important later, like at the end or something.
As you might have picked up on, yes, we are recreating a lot of scenes from this arc in the show. Or manga, or whatever you want to call it.
Well, that's when Rukitsu brings Ichigo to the roof, knocks him out of his body, and gives the whole exposition on Soul Society and a Soul Reaper, and how he's a substitute, etc. And how he's not strong enough to give her his powers back yet. So he needs to train to get stronger and also defend Karakura Town from hollows. Or Karakura Town, according to audio description guy.
Yeah,
anyway.
makes sense.
So, yeah, I mean, Rukitsu takes Ichigo to a batting cage, saying this is standard Soul Reaper training.
Oh, it's not a batting cage. They're under an overpass with fucking, and she just has one of those ball launchers and is firing baseballs.
Oh, that's what it was? I thought it was a ball cage. I was gonna say, okay, how is this Soul Reaper training though?
Well, being a Soul Reaper is a lot of balls.
Well, after this silliness, Rukitsu goes to Urahara's shop, and thank fuck we don't have to come up with anything for him, because Urahara still dug air holes. And I know someone's gonna be like, why didn't you come up with anything for Urahara when his VA changed? Because his VA changed due to uncontrollable reasons, those health issues. No need to say anything on that.
Except when it did it and they reused audio.
Yeah, that was just stupid. But yeah. But hey, at least they kept Urahara the same. He's coming across as slightly shady, knowing way more than he's letting on. And making a comment saying, you know what you did is a crime, right, Rukia? Well, it's okay. I'm sure no one from Soul Society will find out. I mean, I'm not going to tell anyone. And what's the likelihood of them finding out about it? We then cut to Byakuya and Renji talking about Rukia's crime.
Hi, not Wallace.
Okay. First, we have Renji, voiced by Richard Cancino, who was the male antag from Bleach Fade to Black. But he's also Kenshin from Rurouni Kenshin, which means we're going to call him Kenji as a cross between the two.
I mean, he's straight up giving Renji straight up manslayer voice.
Yeah, because for those who haven't seen Rurouni Kenshin, he has two voices for him. The one he does for Kenshin, and then the one he does for Batosai mode, as people have dubbed it. He's giving Renji that voice. And hey, he went from voicing a samurai with red hair to a samurai with red hair. It's not silly.
Or subtle.
Anyway, and Byakuya is Greg Chun. Hi, not Dan Warren. Well, Greg Chun, we covered here before. He's Ethan in Dragon's Dogma. No, not Ethan from RE7 and 8.
Oh.
He's also Carmine in Blaze Wu Tag Battle, or Date in AI Somnium Files. And he's Yosuke Kurosaki in Zenki Zero, which means Byakuya was related to Ichigo the whole time.
You just couldn't wait.
I couldn't. Well, he's gonna be Gryakuya from now on. God, these names are piling up. Please don't keep this dubcast for the final season. I'm begging you, Studiopolis.
Well, being how it's Studiopolis, and from what you looked up, it was this one was probably a rushed out production.
Yeah. Anyway. Well, Kenji goes on the attack of Ichigo. He attacks him because, well, you know, I guess Gryakuya gave him the order to kill the human. But before he could do any serious damage, an arrow is fired at Kenji, forcing him to retreat as he goes, "A Quincy arrow? That's strange. Huh, I wonder who this could be."
Yeah. It would be hilarious if they had him as an ad voice and he was replaced anyways. That would be all kinds of stupid.
You know, people would think you're foreshadowing, but no, thank God Uryu is still the same. Anyway, after getting his ass kicked by Kenji for a second, Ichigo is understandably quite mad Rukitsu is refusing to tell him anything and says, "We're just gonna keep training, don't worry."
It'll be Fine.
while Kenji tells Gryakuya about Ichigo, and Gryakuya's like, huh, let's plan our next move. So the next day at school, Uryu approaches Ichigo, and I hope you're ready for a pseudo-recreation of this, their competition. I'm so happy Uryu's still Derek Stephen Prince. We don't have to come up with anything for him. Anyway, he gives Ichigo the same exposition from the anime about, you know, the soul ribbons or whatever, the threads of fate, and how Quincy's were murdered by Soul Reapers, so he hates them. And he challenges him to the Hollow Extermination Contest by using the bait. I would have loved to have seen this live-action universe carry on for them to explain the bullshit of Aizen planning everything from here.
Aizen planned all of it. just like Ginjo.
But hey, Ichigo gets to take on a spider hollow! Actually, doesn't he cut off some of its legs?
No, I don't think so.
Oh. Well, Ichigo's struggling against it, and that's when Kenji saves him. Without meaning to. Anyway, Ichigo's like, hey, thanks, man. You saved me. It'd be weird if people made a joke about us being brothers in the future. This angers Kenji as he knocks down Ichigo before telling Rukitsu about how could she do this? How could she give her powers to a mere human? They were both adopted by the Kuchiki family, for fuck's sake. What?
Yes.
I think he meant to say they were both taken in by the Kuchiki family, but that's not what he said.
It makes sense if you don't think about it.
Anyway, Gryakuya arrives explaining her crime and how she'll be put to death if she doesn't get her powers back. While Rikitsu's like, I can't take my powers back from him though, he'll die if I do. And Gryakuya's like, fuck humans. Humans did nothing for me. You have till the full moon to get your powers back from him. Otherwise, I'll smirk you both. While Gryakuya and Kenji go off to face the remaining hollows as Ichigo passes out. And has nightmares about his mom. Oh, that's weird. But hey, Rikitsu is healing him with strange ointment. I don't know, is this a reference to the ointment Ikaku uses that they have in the Soul Society?
Maybe?
Oh.
No, that's just some generic stuff that makes your bleeding stop.
Well, whatever. But, yeah. Upon waking up, Ichigo sees his dad next to him, and him and his daddy have a heart-to-heart about how Ichigo feels responsible for his mom's death, and... well, sorry, Kishin. Gotta stay with the nicknames. And, yeah, about how her anniversary of her death is coming up. Do you think that'll be relevant, Dai?
No, not at all.
Well, after Kishin decides to tell Ichigo, like, it wasn't your fault, she protected you. You know, you didn't get a chance to protect her because she wanted, you were the most important thing to her, etc. Trying to make Ichigo feel better. As much as I'm irritated Patrick Seitz didn't reprise his role as Ishin, it's still a really well-dubbed scene. In fact, this movie is decently dubbed, even if a lot of the voice cast is miscast as hell. Sorry, man. Greg Chun doesn't work as Byakuya. Just doesn't work.
It just works.
Just like Richard Cancino over there as Renji. I still don't think that works either. Especially with how goofy Renji becomes in the future. I don't know how much this would work. I know some dick is gonna be like, well, Kenshin's silly in the series at times. Yeah, but is he Renji silly?
Oh, does he talk about painting toenails?
Yes. Anyway, at school, everyone's talking about Ichigo's accident that they heard about. While Keijo tells everyone, because Orihime's like, wait, how is Ichigo? And Keijo goes, he died instantly.
Again.
Which, yeah, he said that the first time too when the truck crashed through his wall. And Ichigo shows up and it's like, no, I'm not dead. Again.
I didn't fight Yukiura yet.
Yeah, and Keijo's just like, oh, hey, best buddy, when did you get here? Damn it. I miss Yosuke. But this Keigo's okay too, I guess. Anyway, Ichigo's trying to find Rukitsu because he's unable to find her after that night. And he ends up asking Uryu for help, which actually isn't Uryu at a restaurant. How the fuck did Ichigo even know he was here?
He was stalking him.
Uh...
He learned from Ginjo.
Okay. Well, Uryu then fills Ichigo a little bit on Kenji Abarai. But he calls him Abarai, pronouncing it differently than he did in the show, because sure. As he takes Ichigo to Urahara's shop, saying Urahara would know where she is. Yeah. That's when we catch up with Rukitsu, offering Griakuya to redeem herself by killing Grand Fisher, the hollow she was originally sent here to kill in the first place. They definitely altered continuity, I'd say, huh?
No, that would be silly.
That's when Ichigo arrives after Urahara had filled him in, declaring he'll be the one to kill Grand Fisher. That he'll make a deal with Griakuya, that if he wins, they let her go. So Griakuya seemingly agrees, and Rukitsu and Ichigo begin training, Rocky Balboa style.
Montage.
Yes. Yeah, isn't he dragging a tire with her sitting on it the whole time and shit too?
Yeah. Kendo training. Not that that's gonna work with how impractical his sword is.
Yeah, Chad and Orihime watch Ichigo train. I'm like, huh, he must be training for those thugs he fought a while back. As Urahara shows up behind them out of nowhere, it's like, actually, he's training for something that could literally kill him. It's probably the most important fight in his life. So, make sure you guys are there for him. Anyways, I'm out. I was just there for that exposition to tell you guys. As you do.
As they tend to do with an Urahara.
Well, during one of the breaks of the montage training, Rukitsu fills Ichigo in on Grand Fisher's lore and his ability to disguise himself as a little girl. Ichigo then realizes, oh shit, this just got personal. And now we're done with the montage. It's time for Ichigo and his family to visit his mom's grave. So you all know what's coming next. We're almost to the climax. And yeah. Ichigo and Rukitsu have a heart-to-heart on about what it means to be human and how she seems like she's happy to finally have a friend, etc. And it seems like it's a really nice scene, man. But it's time for the grave scene, where Kishin arrives at the grave while Yuzu and Karin are still trying to catch up, and that's when they see, huh?
You mean Yuzu and Yuzu too?
Well, maybe we could call the other one Yazu, like Narrator-kun fucked up on.
Sure.
So Yuzu and Yazu. Alright, so they see a strange little girl crying, and so they're both like, huh, let's go help this strange girl. I'm sure nothing will go wrong. Oh shit, it was a monster the whole time. Grand Fisher.
Shit, it was a fish.
Oh no. Which, Karin is the one reacting to the lore, so I'm not sure if they kept that in where Karin can see spiritual pressure, like if you need special energy to see the lore or not. I don't know. Then again, Ichigo's mom saw the lore in the film, so who knows? Anyway, Yuzu gets kidnapped by this Hollow too, because she's trying to rack up a scoreboard of this happening to her or something.
Yeah,
as does Karin.
Tends to do.
Anyway, Ichigo finds this. It's like, oh shit, let my family go, or let that child alone. By the way, if JYP got to sneak that line in here, that would have made this the greatest dubbed film ever. What, could you imagine JYP shouting at Grand Fisher, let that child alone? Anyway. What follows is a slight recreation of the fight between him and Grand Fisher at the start. He uses his mom as an illusion. Then the fight breaks out in a city, though, where they fight even in a shopping mall and shit. It's real cool, man. What?
Yeah, so we officially left the continuity, now we're in the streets.
You mean we're in the ghetto continuity? No, that was the Fullbring arc, never mind.
What?
Yes. Anyway. Back with the class of students, Uryu sees everything going on, and he's the only one who can, as Chad and Orihime suspect something is going on, especially when a giant fuck-off sign is thrown by Grand Fisher into the room, and Chad saves everyone from it by catching it.
As a Chad does.
Well, they at least got it across that Chad is super strong, I guess. Stronger than the average human.
Stronger than ever.
Orihime and Chad are wishing Ichigo luck as Uryu rushes to help him. So yes, that means you get Uryu and Ichigo taking on Grand Fisher. I mean, that's kind of cool, right? Grand Fisher didn't lose any arms here, though, did he?
I mean, if they didn't, they would have just had, oh, let's have Uryu fuck off for the rest of the movie.
Well, I mean, you get a cool shot of Ichigo and a bus that's being held up by Grand Fisher as Uryu is able to take a shot through the broken window in the bus and hit Grand Fisher in the eye. Sorry, man, that's just one hell of a shot. Actually, I didn't even ask. How were the other designs? Like, did they get Uryu correct?
I mean, he wasn't in his outfit, he was just in his school uniform.
Well, that makes sense. He was with the class. And then, I mean, we didn't even bring up Kenji and Byakuya's designs. So might as well bring it up here. They don't have the Squad 6 logo on Byakuya's coat in the movie. Is that them fucking up, or them realizing they might not make it past this film, so don't even bother bringing up the different squads?
Yes.
Because they don't even call him a captain in this movie, or Renji a lieutenant. Pretty sure they don't, at least. Anyway, Ichigo and Uryu working together take down Grand Fisher, because he's more of a threat than Yami. It took both of them and everything they had. That's when Kenji shows up and stabs Uryu from behind like a dick. And now we get the classic recreation of Ichigo versus Kenji, because they don't keep deals with humans, or they actually never agreed to Ichigo's deal. Ichigo just assumed they would, as an Ichigo does.
Yeah.
And this is the fight you were talking about, where Ichigo's sword is way impractical against, well, Kenji's, right?
How fast they're having everyone else move, yes.
I mean, hey, if you're a mark for the whole samurai movie fight scenes, I think you'd like this fight.
Yeah, but you can just tell that, yeah, even the stunt guy can't handle moving that sword around with any sort of speed.
Yeah.
Should have made the prop thinner, I guess.
Yeah, but if they did that, they would have pissed people off. You know they would have.
I mean, I made the prop version of it out of lighter material.
I agree with you there, but then I guess maybe they tried and like the sword kept getting knocked out of his hand or something because of how light it was. It's the only thing I could think of.
The only thing that could happen was probably would have broke, but
that
just
too.
swinging it too hard then. Harder than I would have thought.
I mean, hey, this fight continues. There's an exploding car in the fight because Michael Bay climaxed during it or something.
Yeah.
Ichigo makes a comment like, you know, I thought you were impressive, but honestly, you're kind of a joke, Kenji. I'm gonna kick your ass by the time we're done here. And Kenji's like, that's it! Behold the Zabimaru, and hear it roar! So it's the Zabimaru now.
Oh, so Renji got it wrong the whole time?
Well, yes. I mean, did they at least do the effects with his whole snake sword decently? Considering their limited as hell budget. I didn't even ask that. Yeah. How bad was the CG with all this shit? With the hollows and everything.
Better than most modern movies.
Dude, this movie had like 1% of the budget of most big blockbusters, and you're saying that. Do you know how sad that is? Like, it literally had as much budget as a typical CW show episode. God, CW. What? What's up?
What? No, you forgot Zabumaru's special ability, throwing a car.
Oh yeah, he uses it to grip a car and throw it at Ichigo too. It's like, damn. Renji never did that in the show. Anyway, through the power of being motivated and not wanting to be dead weight, Ichigo manages to defeat Kenji and knock him against a bus or something like that. And before Kenji could get up, he's like, we're not done yet, human! Griakia says, stand back, Renji. Should I say Kenji? It's my turn. And this goes about as well as you'd expect for Ichigo. They even kept in Byakuya's flash step of him disappearing and appearing behind Ichigo. And, I mean, is this a reference to the whole Aizen thing? When Ichigo swings at him and Byakuya grabs it with his 2 fingers or whatever, his sword?
Not really.
Well, either way, Ichigo fucking jobs here, straight up.
He jobs as bad as any of the Fullbrings.
Although I thought it was funny, every time Ichigo got stabbed and then he kept getting back up, every time he got stabbed, you notice Griakia kept putting his sword back away, then he's like, fuck, I gotta draw this again? He kept drawing and redrawing his sword every time he stabbed Ichigo. He did that like 5 times.
3.
Yeah, he did it 3, and then Ichigo grabbed his kimono, and he was getting ready to pull it out again to kill him, wasn't he? Before Rukitsu stepped in.
Yeah. And one last time.
Yeah, so Ichigo's like, we're not done. Well, I'm grabbing your clothes now. I'm gonna pull them off of you. Never mind, forget what I said. That's when
really stop. You're gonna make some very certain people on the internet happy. We can't.
Well, as Griakia draws his sword for the 4th time, Rukitsu shoves Ichigo out of the way, threatening him, saying, don't you dare lay your filthy human hands on my brother. I understand now, Griakia. I will return with you to the Soul Society. Just please let this filthy human live. He's not worth spilling more blood over. You don't want to make your sword dirty. And Griakia's like, I guess. As Rukitsu puts Ichigo's Zanpakuto in his hands, or Zanpakuto, according to narrator Kun, or audio description guy, it says, I'm taking my powers back. Because Ichigo is strong enough to give her his powers back, even though he's half dead at this point. How the fuck does that work?
Yes. It just works.
So yeah, she gets all of her powers back. Ichigo has none of them left, and she says, now, you're going to forget me, as is everyone else here. Except Uryu. But that's not important. As she has a final heart-to-heart with Ichigo before leaving, basically implying she's happy she met him, and she made a friend, but it's time that they'll never meet again.
Friend.
And she leaves with Ryakuya and Kenji heading back to Soul Society. Ichigo wakes up the next day at his home remembering nothing, but thinking it was a really long dream that he had, and that's it.
It was a dream.
Now for the final scene. At school, Uryu approaches Ichigo, and Ichigo's like, wait, have we ever talked before? Are we friends or something? And Uryu's like, maybe. Let's just be friends now, man. As Rikitsu narrates about making a human friend and how no one will remember her at all, ever again. As Ichigo opens the textbook to find the note that Rikitsu wrote for him the first day that she was there, as it's implied he remembers now. And Rikitsu goes, at least I think no one will remember me. And then the movie ends. I mean, like I said, man, I don't know. I think this live-action movie probably got the closest we've seen to an adaptation in literal fucking years at this point.
What about Death?
You're talking about the Netflix Death Note? Yeah, because that one is... No, that one's hilariously bad. Like, I couldn't stop laughing the whole time. But then there's the, like, 2007 or whatever it is live-action movie, which that one was okay, I guess. The Jap made one. But anyways. Oh, what did you think of the movie? No one's personalities seem to be bastardized completely. You even got Orihime daydreaming about Ichigo and zoning out a couple of times, as Orihime does. Oh yeah, during the classroom scene at the very end of the movie, I forgot to mention this. Keijo was talking to Tatsukishi. Gonna have a hard time pronouncing that one. And Orihime is like, did you hear? Ichigo had another accident. And Orihime's like, oh my god, is he okay? And he goes, he died. Instantly. Ichigo's like, oh, I'm not dead.
Yet.
You know, they never said Keigo's name once throughout the entire movie, but it's obviously fucking Keigo. Even narrator-kun, or audio description guy, just kept calling him, class clown student the whole time. Wouldn't be surprised if the credits even addressed him as that. But hey, at least Keigo made it into the film. Poor Mizuito got nothing, neither did Chizuru. And...
yeah, they deserved it.
Yoruichi wasn't even in the film, which I was even telling you. I thought that was like, wow, they didn't even have a cameo. Like, they could have just had a black cat in the background at Urahara's shop at the very least. As to just, like, say, yes, we're acknowledging Yoruichi exists. Or am I overthinking it? But yeah, this movie wrapped itself up in a way where they could make a sequel, or it could end off right there and everything would be fine. So it didn't... It's sequel baited, but not in the way where it would overall hurt the experience, I think. And now that we know we're getting the final season, well, there's no need to be pissed at this movie anymore, saying we got this instead of the final arc. So as it stands now...
but you can still think it.
Well, the one thing you could think is if you want to own this movie with the dub on it, fuck you, because it's in Netflix jail. And I'm kind of angry at that, because now I can't complete the Bleach collection. Fuck you, Netflix. What? It's one of the live-action movies I wouldn't mind actually owning.
No, you want the FMA one, I got you.
I hate you, no. Speaking of which, yeah, again, Warner Brothers produced both of these. One was a pile of garbage. This one actually isn't. Especially when literally, like... So when this came out, we had Netflix do the Death Note live action, the FMA live action, and then this one. It's like, oh god, will the third time be the charm on this? And surprisingly, yeah, I'd say it was. I think at that point Netflix also had live action One Punch Man, which everyone said was terrible. Or live action Mob Psycho. Why did I say One Punch Man? There is a live action One Punch Man coming though, and I bet it will be shit. Yeah, you're the one that told me live action Mob Psycho was terrible, right?
Yeah, how do you ruin something? By making none of the jokes work? I mean, missing the point of the jokes.
Yeah. And hey, if the worst this movie does is make us nitpick certain things, like Ichigo's hair not being orange in the past, Byakuya's symbol not being on his, outfit? I almost called it a cape.
His coat.
Yeah, or whatever the fuck. Then I'd say this movie did fine. It deviated enough from season 1, 2 to make itself feel different. So I'd say it's warranted watching, giving it a shot. And I mean, hey, if you wanted to see Ichigo versus Kenshin from Rurouni Kenshin in some sort of samurai duel, this is the closest you're gonna get to that.
Or yeah. Just watch Fade to Black.
Well, yeah, but isn't he just possessing Rukia in that film?
Same thing.
Now to talk about the English dub. So as we said, no one had a bad performance. The problem is, well, Renji and Byakuya do not fit with the replacements at all. It's not that either of them are bad voice actors, obviously. I wouldn't mind either of them coming back in the final arc as different characters. But Dan Warren is always going to be Byakuya. Just like Michelle Ruff will always be Rukia. Unless you got to say something about it.
That one was just weird.
And how the fuck did they not get Patrick Seitz in for Ishin?
You mean, like, literally the easiest person to get in?
Like, as of right now, yeah, he's... Like, they're even using him as Dante in Black Clover in the latest episode that aired. Proving that he's even in Funimation bullshit.
I mean, he's...
Yeah, he's Endeavor. Yeah. And then in California, he's in almost everything over there, too. So... Even 3 years ago, he was in everything.
He's always going to be in everything. Except for MK11.
Dick move. I was gonna say Blaze was Central Fiction, man.
That's essentially the same thing, except he didn't even speak English anymore.
He has terrible luck with fighting games. Yeah, he's the worst luck with fighting games. Anyway, though. Yeah, the dub was fine. I'm glad Ichigo, Uryu, and Orihime reprised their roles. Since, I mean, if Ichigo and Uryu, who were basically the central mains also, weren't even back, this would have been really dumb. The one change I think I'm perfectly fine with is Chad. From what we've...
Chad doesn't even really talk that much to begin with. And he's... Well, he's already been ruined anyways. It's only downhill for Chad.
Yeah,
that poor gopher.
Even if it wasn't fucked for him in the Full Ring arc, I still think KG Tang could have done a really good Chad with how Chad is. It seems like the type of character he normally plays anyways. Although that being said, no, he does not work as Keigo. Keigo is Yosuke. Bring back Yuri Lowenthal, damn it. Although we didn't get Keigo hitting on anyone in this movie, did we?
No.
So maybe this was Keigo's twin brother Keijo after all. I guess we'll go with that, this continuity. And like we said, ADR director, I don't fucking know who it was. Just take a stab at who it might be. It could be Susan Goldish, though I highly doubt it with how it's been, like, 4 years between the full remark and this.
fake name.
Yeah, you gotta love how A&N is its usual unhelpful self of having the Spanish ADR director, but not the English one. And then I looked at the other pages where the cast lists were announced and couldn't find shit either.
And the only cast that you can find literally nothing out
is Ichigo's mom.
It's Ichigo's mom.
Yeah.
And the most she talks is during the scene in the rain, and you can't fucking hear it.
I guess when Grant Fisher's impersonating her too. But even then, it wasn't enough to place who it could have been. But yep, that's Bleach. I can't believe the live-action movie was better than the anime's final arc that it got like a few years back, before it went on hiatus.
Yeah, too bad Bleach is over.
What kind of fucked up reality do we live in, real quick though, where the Fullbring arc from the anime, like an actual canon anime arc, is worse than a live-action adaptation?
It's worse than a lot of the filler arcs. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but that's part of the anime. I'm talking about the live-action adaptation. It even got Bleach's theme of, you know, not being alone, etc., and reaching out to others. It did that better than a lot of the stupid filler arcs that Bleach did, because you know how haphazardly they handled that shit.
Yeah, but we're done with Bleach, is what I would say if we didn't have another movie.
Yep. Well, we'll save it as a surprise. You all will see. And if anyone's gonna...
like burning.
If anyone's gonna say, well, what about the games? Why would we Dubster dive those? We would just stream those at some point, hopefully. By the way, did you know Steve Blum was Ukiura in one of the games?
That's just weird.
Yeah,
Didn't you buy PS3 for Soul Resurrection?
I did. And Melanie was also Hiyori, which... in retrospect, would have probably fit a lot better as a replacement than Laura Bailey.
Well, that would have fit better in general, because it would have been one less Laura Bailey.
But now that Bleach
could have done with less Travis.
Hey, we're done with everything Bleach till the final season. Well, we have one thing left before we can close the book on Bleach for now. Might as well spoil it. Join us next time when we cover Burn the Witch. What, did you guys think we'd really forget about that? It's part of Bleach. It's in the same universe. Which means now we get to go to Crunchyroll, because for fuck's sake, how many apps do we have to own to watch this damn series?
All of them.
And then watch, the final season's gonna go on Peacock or some bullshit, I don't know.
Peacock.
Anyways, though, let us know what you thought of the live-action movie. And if you're worried about checking it out because it's a live-action movie, well, don't. It's surprisingly okay.
Watch it instead of the Fullbring arc. You'll thank us later.
But yeah. So, till next time, guys, join us for the last video on this part of the Bleach retrospective, I guess. Till the final season.
The last one till the last one.
Exactly. See, now you're getting it. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed, and let us know what you thought of the movie, etc. And if you agree with our comments on the whole dubcast changes, they're just fucking weird. Till next time, guys, hope you have a good day, and oh no, Yamamoto's not here. He wasn't in the live-action movie, and I doubt he'll be in Burn the Witch. Fuck it, I'm still doing it anyways. Ichimaru!